What's going on, y'all? It's Devin McCain, man. Y'all can find me on all platforms at Dev McCain, man. You already know. Go check out my new single, 10 Toes, man. Let's get it. Shout out to my nigga GUTTA.
Stepping on 10 toes on my soul.
So, I ain't even gonna lie about me. I'm the youngest of two. Got me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, it was very sports illustrated. You know what I'm saying? I did nothing but sports. Growing up, I kind of stayed away from the hood, and I it's because of my mom and dad, especially my pops. My pops grew up in the hood, going through all that stuff, and so he felt like he had to put me in a position where I didn't have to go through all that, and that's the thing I respected about him, because it put me in a position to where I don't have to, be out there and necessarily make decisions where I'm gonna regret. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that I have somebody that I can kind of just like lean on and talk to about everything. Like my dad is somebody I can go through about everything. So I always keep it 100 with him, never sugarcoat shit. So you know what I'm saying? So growing up, it's like I've had a lot of problems with, and even growing up with the sports scene, people always challenge me because I ain't never necessarily from the hood, or because I ain't no street nigga. But that ain't never been, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta be a street nigga to be a hard nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't get it fucked up. Like, I'm really about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it fucked up. If shit has to get down to that level, like, it'll happen. But like, I'm not even trying to go down that path. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it never has to go there. And so with me, it's just like seeing all these crazy events and seeing how to grow up, and how it's black on black crime, and that's usually now it's like black on black crime. Like, seeing all this shit, I'm just like, I don't want to be tied into all the bullshit. So I want to be as positive, and I want to leave a legacy on this damn world that'll be something that's like people can reflect on, and have some sort of positive impact. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, just growing up and my dad shaping me to the man I am today, it's just like I appreciate everything that he did. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, I might have not been in the situations where it's like, I ain't never have like food on my table, or, never had a place to stay. It might have not been that, you know what I'm saying? Because I've always had that, been blessed, you know what I'm saying? And I'll always be grateful for that, you know what I'm saying? I never take a day for granted, where, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not grateful because I know they put me in a position that other people are not in. And I'm very blessed to be even right here where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't make it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't make it. Yeah, Pops was in the house, so I was fortunate enough to have my dad in the house, and I'm very grateful for that, because a lot of people don't have that relationship, with their pops, and like, I feel for him, because with me, I couldn't even fathom a day going without my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even know what the fuck I would do with my life. Me personally. So it's like, people that have to do that, they have to grow up a certain way, and their mindset goes to a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But I've just been lucky enough to be blessed with a dad that gives a fucking care. So it's like, he keeps me straight and makes sure that I'm on this path instead of going this way. That's my nigga, man. My pops, man, he's just a great person overall. He just, I don't even know, where to start. You know what I'm saying? It could be a whole book on this nigga, because he does it all. Literally does it all. You know what I'm saying? He helps everybody. It's the most selfless man I know. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people kind of undermine that, like, they don't see the work that he's putting in for the people. You know what I'm saying? And he's so selfless and like careless that it's just like, I can't do nothing but respect this nigga at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So like, anybody that hates, I'm like, how can you hate on a man that's so like selfless? You know what I'm saying? Everything is not for him, everything is for everybody else. It's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? He's always putting people in front of him. So, and I feel like even like today, that kind of shaped me to the man I am. I always like putting other people in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I like to be that positive man that brings that energy that everybody's fucking with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really big on energy. Very big on energy. If we can match energy, then That's all I need, you know what I'm saying? The positive shit, that's like my vibe now. You know, because, I mean, growing up, like, the negative shit is cool and all, but, you know, roasting and all this, you know, but that's all in fun. But then it's like all that shit, like, that shit builds up too, you know? Like, even, because even just growing up and being a kid going through high school, you know what I'm saying? Having friend groups and shit like that, seeing how certain shit affects certain people, even words, but you don't even know how much the words could be affecting that person. So that's why I'm like, damn, how can I, you know, like, not necessarily be so aggressive towards everybody and kind of like bring everybody to a light to where people are kind of like, you know, like it's just more of a positive and peaceful world. Because right now with all the shit going on, it's just real rough. You feel me? It's real rough in the world today. People, there's killings all over the country, every country. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and it's been like that for years. You know what I'm saying? There's no like world peace. There's no ending to peace. But it's like, if I can push something and at least make that a little bit better to where everybody can at least be okay with having each other in the room or having somebody they don't like in the room and just being okay and having a conversation, because you don't know what they've been through. You know, even like when I get in a conversation or an argument with somebody, it's like I try to put myself in their shoes. I always try to look at it both ways. Because if you don't look at it both ways, then it's like you could be tripping.
So you got some maturity about yourself.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot. I've had to see a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've had to see a lot growing up. You know, just hearing stories and just retaining information. And then even also just on some crazy shit. Just seeing, like, the whole, like, you know, my cousin, Mikey. So,
the whole, Mikey,
you know, yeah. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Man, life on the West Coast, man, it's expensive. Life on the West Coast is expensive, man. But nah, it's great, you know. The people, it's a lot different, you know. It's not Southern. So it's a little more laid back, you know. People, you know, chill out there. But on the West Coast, I mean, it is what it is. I kind of grew up, you know, I kind of grew up in the, I ain't gonna say I ain't grew up in the hood, you know. I kind of grew up in the little middle class, little areas of California, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, California is definitely rough. I mean, even in the city I was in, San Diego. I mean, the crime rate itself in San Diego isn't high, but there's a certain city known as the Southeast. So Southeast San Diego, that's where everything get rough. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where my dad's from. You know, his set and all my uncles and stuff like that. So, you know, just knowing that and kind of riding through there just as a kid, you know, like just seeing all that stuff at a young age, it just made me so blessed. You know, because I'm going over there, my dad's showing me, like, look, this is how people are living. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, San Diego being so close to TJ, touch on that a little bit. Okay. Going over the border, you know what I'm saying? The lifestyle over there compared to the lifestyle, and it's literally like, when I say miles apart, like walking distance, the life changes just from here to here is absolutely insane. You know, so seeing that shit at a young age made me realize, like, god damn, like, be grateful for what you got, because your life could be just like this. You know what I'm saying? People in other countries, like the way they live, I'm going over there, me and my dad going to get some tacos and shit, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoying our time. Kids on the side of the road, walking by themselves, no parents, you know what I'm saying? Stray dogs all over the place, people trying to fight for their life, people over there, like, it looks crazy. Yeah, so, yeah, Pops was affiliated, from a set, known, okay, Pops was affiliated, known from a set, 5'9" brims, you know, and if you know, you know, but, you know, it's rough, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to grow up in it, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that, you know, I kind of thank him for, because if I was in that, I know that life only leads to two things, and that's either in a pen or that's 6 feet under. And for me, I ain't trying to go, you know what I'm saying, that route. But even people that are in the streets now, it's like, I don't got no problem with them. Like, you do what you got to do to make the money. I ain't blaming nothing for you. Just that shit's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't grow up like that, and I'm not gonna sit here and be a nigga that's fake about it. I'm not gonna be a nigga that's saying I'm from the hood, because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a real nigga, like, whether you like it or not, you know what I'm saying? I had a great father. I have a real nigga father that's been through everything, you know what I'm saying? Been through all the streets and hood. Why the hell do I gotta go through that? I got somebody that already did it. Ethnicity, man, I'm black in Chamorro, so it's like Islander. So the island of Guam, it's a Pacific Islander. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to mix it up with Samoan, but it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same area. But yeah, so Chamorro and black, you know. So yeah. When I moved out here to the East Coast, shit, I think I was like 12, 13. It was I think I was going into 6th grade. Okay. Yep. So I came out, you know, and it was a tough transition. Honestly, I had friends, like, you know, like I was really with it, but I mean, I didn't really, when I was a kid, I wasn't necessarily looking at it like this is a big move. My dad, you know, he had to go back. My grandpa was really sick. So, you know, that's when it was a real tough time right there. So he kept going back and shit. So, you know, we would have him to end up, like, he'd just be out there for trips, staying out there for weeks, you know what I'm saying? So then eventually me and my mom kind of just went out there just to kind of catch the vibe or whatever. And I kind of messed with it, though, because it was a lot more family-oriented, too. Because I had a lot of, on my dad's side, there's a lot of family out here. Like, a lot of family out here, because they're from Salisbury. So the McCain family from Salisbury, you already know. But yeah, so going into that, yeah, so we moved out here, and it was great. It was a definitely a different move, because I had to get used to the people, I had to get used to the city, how people act, all of that. It was very different. And honestly, the funny part is I used to get on people for saying y'all. I say that shit every day, like every day. Like I used to think that was weird as hell. So, you know, we used to say you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's some square shit. But like, you know, but now it's like I say y'all every day. So it's like just getting used to the lingo and how people act. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit like that. And then even when I came to school for the first day, it was just like people looking at me like I'm like an alien or some shit. And I'm sitting here just like confused. Like, why are y'all looking at me? So just getting used to, you know, how people...
The transition.
Yeah, the transition and how people... And also, I didn't know, like, it's not as diverse at first. You know, now it's starting to get diverse. Charlotte's starting to get known. So, you know, all types of cultures is coming in. But when I moved out here, like... It was still kind of, it was a little rough. Like, you know, people were still kind of accepting, you know? And so coming out there, it's just like you could just tell a lot of people just kind of had hatred just by the way they looking at you and certain vibes, the energy. You can read energy off people, you know? So, you know, coming up, I had to fend for myself, but I've always been a fighter. So regardless of the situation I'm in, and plus I'm a social dude, it's not hard to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? Cool ass nigga, so... It is what it is, but you know what I'm saying. So, but just like coming into it, it was a smooth little transition, you know. But I was straight onto the basketball scene and football route. Like I was so sports oriented. Like my dreams was just straight NBA, NFL. Like either one of those, I just wanted to make, you know. And I was so driven off that shit. So like every day, I didn't really care what was going on around me necessarily. I was just trying to get this goddamn, just get to the league, you know. Like I was really set on it. Like I was set on it. So, you know, like working out, I'm getting up early morning workouts, goddamn 7 days a week. Like y'all don't even know. Like y'all don't even know the half of it. I was putting in work, but you know, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the life lesson that gave me, it's kind of like don't dwell in what you're doing, you know? Because the minute you start dwelling in what you're doing, you ain't doing nothing but putting yourself in a deeper hole. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, you can't do shit. And then you don't want to get to a point where it's like no return, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, fuck, now you didn't put yourself so deep in a hole. Now you have no confidence, no self-confidence, no self-awareness, no drive. You have nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why with me, it's like, even if a situation does go bad, what the hell are you going to do to fix it? Or what the hell are you going to do next? Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. No matter what situation it is, no matter how bad or good, what the hell are you going to do next? Because it's always going to be a next to the day you die. So it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not even necessarily tripping off that. Shit. As long as I can remember, man, being an athlete, man. shit, when did that dream start? Maybe when I was 5. Like, I had very aspirations. I kind of knew what I wanted in life, you know? But honestly, I'm real curious on, like, if I never got the injury, like, where that would have took me. But, like, even, like, as a youngin', like, growing up, when I was 5, you know, I always played at the highest level. My dad always put me against top-tier competition. That's why I think I am now. It's like, I don't care what I'm going into. I've always faced the best. So it's like, no matter what, I'm already used to it. So I'm not necessarily afraid of any situation where it's a little bit of competition. Cause I've always been doing that. I'm a fucking competitor. It's in my blood. You know what I'm saying? So I literally been doing it my whole life. So, you know, growing up, just I've been competing. You know, I always played up. My dad's always kept me up. About a year or 2, just playing up. You know what I'm saying? Going through all different types of AAU teams. So, but yeah, on the West Coast, it was the sports route was pretty interesting. But I mean, it wasn't too much because it was just elementary school. So it's like I was kind of just playing like the AAU balls and the AYFs, just all the unlimited, the football stuff and basketball. Yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't necessarily too much, but the dream was so far fetched that it was like, I don't know. I really thought I could do it though, cause like going out and because I was playing the best is the only reason why I thought I could do it, you know? Because I'm putting myself against the best. But I'm seeing, like, okay, these are the best niggas out there. I'm really not that worse compared to them. Or even, you know, I might even be better. So it's like, I just learned. I picked that up at a young age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, don't make yourself a big-ass catfish in a lake. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be that. I ain't trying to be a big fish in a small pond.
Sometimes,
you know?
You're only good at the competition.
As a competition, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You know, that's something that my dad's always been preaching is, you know, don't be the little fish in the small pond. You want to be the big fish in the big pond. You know what I'm saying? You want to be in that ocean swimming with them sharks. So I've always been, you know, I've always been driven to just like chase the best, always be around the best. Like,
and what sports
you know?
are these?
Just football and basketball.
Okay, football
and basketball. I ain't never really dabbled into anything else. I did baseball a little bit.
Okay.
You know, but I kept getting hit in the stomach. I was like, nah, fuck this. This ain't for me. And I kept playing in the sand. So when I transferred out here, 6th grade, it was kind of rough, you know, finding the teams. Okay. You know, trying to find a team that would accept me because I'm a Cali nigga. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I ain't gonna lie.
It does hold a lot
of weight. But at the same time, a lot of East Coast niggas be hating on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. So just coming out, I mean, I felt the hatred, but it wasn't nothing but just, you know, it's all love at the end of the day. So I wasn't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? Because if a nigga come from the East Coast, I mean, I don't know if I look at him like that, but it's just like I see the type of, you know, kind of drive that people have. So, you know, it always makes me more hungry. But even coming out here, this is kind of crazy. This is some gems. I ain't never said this. I actually was gonna stop playing football going into my 6th grade year. So the previous year we had before, I mean, it was a solid year, but I feel like my coach had kind of did me a little wrong, and it kind of put me in a kind of lowered my confidence a lot, you know. So I was like, damn, is this football shit really for me? But what really made it like made me want to get out there and go is like when I moved. Like if we never would have moved, I don't even know if I would have continued. You know what I'm saying? But when we made that move, just like going out there and seeing these niggas, it was the way the niggas was looking at me. That's what kept me going. Like I'm not even lying. Like I'm like, bro, I don't know who you think I am. Like you looking at me like I'm just some regular ass Cali. Like, bro, no, I'm not. I wasn't going for none of that. So I'm like, bro, I told my dad as soon as we went, because we went to two what's it called? Organizations. So, and it was, the first one was Mint Hill, right? And it was a whole bunch of, you know how Mint Hill, I'm not even gonna really talk about Mint Hill. You know about Mint Hill. So I was seeing the people that were at Mint Hill, and I'm like, okay, this is not necessarily making me want to play football. It's just like a whole bunch of niggas just playing. Like, I ain't even trying to get into that. Now, we went over to the hood and went to Creek, right? And so all them Creek boys, when we went out there, we go out there, it's a kind of a dusty field. I don't know what part where it's at. It's kind of a little dusty field and got like a gravel fucking track around it. So I'm like, damn, what the hell are we getting ourselves into? So we go, you know, and I'm getting over there. I'm sitting looking at everything, and the way like they're doing their practice, I'm introduced to the coaches and all that, but it's the way those kids were looking at me. I'm like, bro, why the fuck are y'all looking at me like y'all got a problem? So I'm like, just for that reason, I was like, let me suit up. I told my dad as soon as we left from that bitch, I was like, bro, sign me up tomorrow. Like, I need to go show these niggas what's up. You know what I'm saying? So that just gave me the drive right there. As soon as that happened, boom, it just took off. Like, I was just, it was up from there. I was killing niggas in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say killing niggas, I was killing niggas. Yeah. Destroying. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was fun. Like, I really genuinely enjoyed it, and I had a drive for it. You know, it's something that I wanted to do. So, like, I really drove and got deep into it, and it went really, really well. Like, I thought I was off to a good, little start. But shit happens. At the end of the day, shit happens in this life. I'm growing up. I'm seeing how that shit happens, Early as hell. But the thing is, too, it's kind of cool, though. Like, even with the sports world, I kind of went through what a lot of people don't go through. You know what I'm saying? I was on a lot. I've been blessed to be on a lot of national teams. I've been on a few national teams. I don't even know how many, So, and I got a few national championships, from middle school under my belt that I can say that other people can't, So, I mean, it ain't that big of a deal, but to me it is, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it was definitely dope, like going out and then even coming back here, just trying to find it. I wasn't even necessarily messing with, because we was always chasing the best. Charlotte, the Charlotte teams, when we first started coming, they all wanted to stay here in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you playing the same competition over and over. You ain't going to get no better, nor are you going to know who's who. You know what I'm saying? You got to test yourself at some point in your life, So I started going with this team called the Atlanta Cavs. And now that team right there was super stacked.
It's football or basketball?
This is basketball.
Okay.
So I was still on a little basketball wave. And this is like 7th grade, I would say football was definitely my second sport. And basketball was just like up here. Like that's what I wanted to do. I was training for basketball like a motherfucker. Football had to be my second. So 7th grade, I mean, we played 22 tournaments, and it's 150 something games, which is more than the NBA season. So we traveled and we went 149-9, I think, something like that. So we was the number 1 team in the nation. We was like really like that. I mean, we had all types of kids on our team. You know what I'm saying? That's when my cousin Mikey was on our team. We had J.D. Davidson. He plays for I don't know if he's in a G League. I think he's in a G League. Yeah, he's on the Boston Celtics. So stupid bounce. I knew that nigga was gonna be in the league. Oh my gosh, JD. And for those people that don't know JD Davidson in 7th grade was touching damn near the top of the backboard. So, he was crazy. But our team was just loaded with a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? So just growing up, I got to see talent. You know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of made me realize where just being out and seeing all those type of people, I'm like, shit, I don't know. Because now, seeing that shit, I'm going out in 7th grade, there's 6'9" point guards, 6'8" point guards. And I'm like, bro, I don't even think I'm going to barely touch 6 feet, So that's why I'm like, damn, like this basketball shit, like I love it. But knowing what I know now, like, because even now with basketball and sports, there's a lot of ways you can go because there's a lot of leagues being made now. So if I would have known that probably like 2-3 years ago, then maybe I would have pushed through the injury, you know what I'm saying? And I could have made it to like an overseas. But I feel like I'm bigger than that. And that'll all come like when I explain like the like how the music came. Okay, yeah, so going into it, in high school was very great. Went to Hickory Ridge High School, Harrisburg, North Carolina. It was dope, I had the whole little scene. I was with Coach Griner, seeing all the coaches all over the East Coast, talking to Clemson, Michigan, you know what I'm saying? You already know what I mean because by those 2 options, so you know what I'm saying? Clemson, Michigan, freaking Tennessee, Louisville, keeps going. So I was talking to all types of colleges, getting looked at, playing and shit, and it was all good. I really, really thought I was, like gonna go far with this shit, and that 10th grade year came, and this is when I was about to transfer to Huff, but I hadn't yet. It wasn't 10th grade year. Freshman year summer going into 10th grade. So that summer, that's when I had we were playing on a soccer field, and instead of the potholes being filled with sand, I mean with dirt, it was filled with sand. So with that being said, when we were going through our little 11 on 11 drills just with no pads or whatever, one of my running backs, he had came off the backfield, busted a mean right. So I'm sitting over here, I come up full speed, break down, getting ready to, just tag off. Bro goes that way. My whole body is literally like, when I say I planted and drove this way, my whole body is flying this way. My left leg gets stuck in the sand pile, but it's at like the start. So it slides all the way to the end, and I feel a big ass pop, pop. And I run off the field, boom, boom, and I'm sitting over here just tripping. And so I didn't think it was that big of a problem because I've never had a big problem. The biggest injury I've had was a little sprain. So like that kind of, it was just like, oh, this is one of those whatever injuries. Like I'll be okay by next week. That's what I genuinely thought. But it was bigger than that, So I kept doing the physical therapy, and like none of that shit was working. So even when the season came, like I was still, like it was still something wrong with it, And so I was trying to just figure it out, and I was taking all sorts of ibuprofen and just all types of shit, just trying to take the pain away, And honestly, it would take the pain away, but it's like my leg is still dead. The muscle is completely off, so I'm still getting nothing from this leg, even if I'm trying, and I can feel it. I'm trying to jump, trying to run, trying to cut shit, just like. I would literally be some times where I'm in the game and I'm running and I just feel it stop, and like the dude will run right past me. But it's because I couldn't move. Like my leg literally fucking just stuck. Like I couldn't move, And playing like that for 2 years, it takes a toll on you, Because everybody's progressing and I'm here. And I'm sitting here like, hold on, wait a minute. We're putting in the same amount of work. But why the fuck are you up here and I'm right here? So now I'm like, damn, is it me? Maybe I'm bullshitting. Maybe I'm not putting in much work. So, it did drive me too. Like I did try to put in more work, but even when I put in more work, it wasn't doing nothing but bringing me more pain. So I never looked forward to it. So I think once the injury started, that's when my love for the sport started going this way. Because it was one of those, I couldn't even enjoy what I like doing. I didn't know at this point in my life, when I was at that point, I didn't know nothing else but football or basketball. That's all I knew. I ain't know nothing else but sports. So not even being able to do something that I love and then hating to do it because of the pain, it takes a toll. And you doing it for years, it's like I felt like I fell out of love. But yeah, it was very dark years, just going through it, and I kind of just try to make the best out of the opportunities I was given, and it was just hard, So then we made the transfer, and even that's hard because I'm transferring and I'm injured. So one, I have to fucking battle this injury, but on top of that, I have to battle a new coaching staff. I have to make new friends. I gotta battle the team to get my spot. I gotta battle for my spot. You know what I'm saying? There's all these different types of shit I'm about to go through, and it's like I didn't even know what the fuck I was signing myself up for. But I got through it. So when I got there,
How did you get through it?
How did I get?
Just give us an example.
Man, honestly, it's that drive. The drive to not put myself. I was putting myself in a deeper hole. But like I knew it, but I kind of knew like if I was to completely put myself in a hole, it was gonna do nothing for me. And I always have my dad is like, in every situation it's like it all boils down to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the nigga that's been there for me since day one. So it's like I'm like, damn. How would your dad, like, how would Pops look at me? Like, he gonna look at you like a quitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a quitter in my life. I don't want him to look at me like that. And even at then, and like, I'm not saying he would have looked at me like a quitter. I'm just saying at that point in time, that's how I felt, So I'm like, damn, I can't let him down. So that drive just to just to not let anybody down. I feel like that's one of my biggest fears is just letting people down. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I always want to deliver on my part because I feel like I always deliver. So, you know, that's what kept me going was my damn pops for sure. Like he just, you know, he always kept my head straight too. You know, and he's always believed in me. I think that was the big thing. A lot of people don't have people that believe in them, and it's crazy because you literally get popping because of people believing in you, like as much as it's in anything you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even when like in those situations, it might have not been like some people weren't believing in me because of the injury. It's like the coaches, I can see it, I can sense their energy. You don't want to put me in a game. You're holding me back at practice. My dad is in my ears like, nah, fuck that. You better than them niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is like, if I didn't have that, where would I have been? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm so glad that I had, you know, I have such a good role model in my life and somebody that could be there for me.
Support
and that,
system.
you know, support system is just great. You know what I'm saying? And even on my mom's side, my mom's support, great. My family support system is great. You know, so, and yeah, exactly. Shout out to the McCain, man. So the injury kind of happened, and so going into my senior year, that's when I was kind of recovering. I didn't play for like the first 5 games, so you know they kind of had me come in towards the end of the season, but it was whack. Like they weren't putting me in a game. Like I'm like, bro, what am I even doing? I'm out here doing everything right at practice, smacking niggas, doing the drills right, doing everything I can possibly right, just to go on Friday and look like a damn bum on the sideline. I'm dressing up and shit, and I'm just sitting on the sideline. I'm like, bro. Like, what am I doing? And I felt like if I was in the game, I could have made something happen. But, you know, it is what it is. Shit happens. So, push comes to shove. That was a very, very depressing point. Like, that was a really depressing point in my life was that injury. Because once that injury happened, it, like, kind of going back and recovering through all of that shit, it made me just kind of, like, slowly lose love for the sport. Because, like, I couldn't do the sport that I loved and do it every day. I couldn't work on the craft because I was hurt. So I had to recover, then work on the craft. But by the time I'm working on the craft, it's season. So my recovery, and even then, I'm still, like, I'm not even 100% at the season. I'm probably, like, 80, 90%. So, like, it was kind of rough. But then going into, I was very heartbroken going into the last game. I didn't even get to play in my last game. It was a very, very turned up game, too. We was playing Vance. It was lit as fuck. Everybody was there. That shit was lit. I feel like I could have made a difference, too, if he would have just gave me the chance, but he didn't. So, but, you know, it is what it is. It really hurt because I was like, damn, this is my last game ever. You know, and they're always talking about at practice, oh, play like it's your last game. And that's what I do. But shit, y'all ain't giving me the fucking opportunity. What else am I supposed to do? Y'all ain't say that shit. What am I supposed to do about that? So, anyways, that shit happened. I had left that situation, and I was very depressed for a little bit, just trying to figure out, I'm like, damn, what the hell am I going to do? But also at that time, I had a mindset where it's like, I already knew about the hole. Like, I'm not digging myself in this hole, because that shit just going to make it worse for me. I seen it. Growing up, I've seen it with family members, friends. I'm not going to be the nigga that's going to be digging in the hole and, you know, feeling sorry for myself and doing all that. So I was like, nah, what the fuck are we going to do to get up out this bitch? So at first, I thought it was the YouTube route. You know, I kind of was like, damn, I might just do some YouTube because I'm going out to Cali, be fun. I could be an entertainer, content creator, everything like that. But the thing is, my senior year, I was with my cousin, and because we moved out, so we had like a little apartment up in right by the school. So he had came out here from Cali to Charlotte, and so we were staying up there. And bro used to hear me sing like just around. You know, and I've always been singing and shit growing up. You know, people have always, you know, oh, you got a good voice, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. But I ain't never really, like, pursued it, never even thought about the music. You know what I'm saying? So, he used to hear me singing and shit. And then I'd be having the shower tunes and shit. I'm singing in the shower and shit. He hears all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a fuck. So, he's like, bro, like, damn, you actually got a hell of a voice. Like, it's, like, beautiful. And he was like, bro, you should really try it. So, he started telling me to start doing the TikTok covers and shit like that. But me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a nigga. So I'm like, bro, what do you mean? I'm not about to be covering songs for niggas and shit. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, I ain't about to be doing that. So I just thought it was corny as hell. So I was like, nah. I was like, yeah. So I'll call it, just play it off. So bro had ended up moving back. And this shit is crazy right here. shit, right here gets fucking wild. So he moves back, right? He drove up to LA, and so he saw Westwood, and I didn't even really know Westwood like that. We just played on the game. So they was communicating. He had called me, and they had made the beat, which was 10 Toes. And so, like, he had sent it, like, he had shown me the beat, and I'm like, oh, okay, this shit kind of hard, right? And I'm like, yeah, but what the fuck you want me to do with that shit? Like, I'm not a musician. I'm not an artist. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here, like, trying to figure out what he's trying to do with sending me that beat. He was like, bro, just please, just try to hop on it. Just please. He was, like, begging me. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just try, right? So, but at first the beat was kind of like hella rappy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't even know how to rap at all. So I'm not even going to sit here and try. So I was like, bro, I fuck with the beat, but please, for the love of God, make a chorus or a hook, like somewhere it can slow down, you know? So it started, you know, he sent me the song back, and it had the choruses and the verses how I needed. And I'm like, damn, this shit groovy. So it kind of took me it literally took me like 3 days to write the song. But like I was just sitting there, and all I heard was, like, when that thing started coming on, I was just like, stepping on 10 toes. I just kept saying that shit in my head. So I was like, fuck it. Yeah, we gonna go with that. So that's how my hook started. And I just started writing down, and I built from there. And so I ended up having that song finished, right? And so it was kind of like some fun shit. It wasn't even, at this point, I'm like, we're just trying some music. So we went out there for some business shit, because I was trying to get some business shit going out in Cali. So, but it just happened, we had some free time, so I went up to LA. So I was like, fuck it, we finna go to LA and record. So me and my nigga Drew hit LA. Boom. We drive up to LA and we start recording. So I ended up making 10 Toes that night. And then I think that whole weekend, because I stayed up there for like a weekend, I think that whole weekend we ended up making like 3 songs, right? So, and I've never made music before, so 10 Toes was my first song ever, you know? And so I made the 10 Toes single, and then, fuck it, from literally that weekend on, it was on. It was game, because I already knew, like, the way our reaction was when we were making the music, and then, like, sending it to people, and they're like, what the fuck, this is you? So it's like, just having all these type of reactions, I'm like, damn, I might have something here. You know, and the thing is, it's like, I kind of built the passion just from that little 3 weeks, or that 3 days that I was there. I've never felt so, like, comfortable and in love like this. It just, like, a passion, it just sparked, and it kind of just came, you know? It came so natural. I didn't have to force shit. Like, it just came, you know? And so ever since then, it's like, fuck, music has just been it, you know? And I haven't stopped, you know? And I'm keep staying to it. And the crazy thing is, though, 10 Toes really is my very first song I've ever made, you know? And people don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like crazy shit. But now it's like, I got some shit, everybody only hears 10 Toes. Like, y'all only know about 10 Toes. The shit I got in the vault, fuck.
How long you been doing music?
Man, 8 months, 9 months.
Wow.
8, yeah. Not even a year yet. You know what I'm saying? So all this was, you know, last year. So it's just like shit is kind of just picking up, you know? But the thing is like, that all goes back to the mindset. You see how I was in a position, but I didn't sit there and fucking dwell on it, be depressed. And that goes with anybody in your life. If you have something going on, it might be bad, but just know if you keep pushing, there's something good at the end. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep pushing. It ain't gonna be an easy ass road. You know what I'm saying? And I like to think about it like life is like a hike. You don't go on a hike to, you know what I'm saying, get to the top and just be there. You know, you gotta go through the trail first. You can't just get to the top. You have to go through the trail. You gotta go through the process. So I'm looking at life like, nigga, these is the steps. These are the steps I'm taking to get to the top, so I can see that view and see my vision perfectly in real life image. You know what I'm saying? I see it. But the thing is, you got to see it to believe it. If you can't see it to believe it, then you're never gonna achieve it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a catch. You know what I'm saying? It's a catch-22. So, you know, just that kind of, you know, that passion I found with music, just so naturally, I fell in love, you know, and I love the music, the whole music scene, you know, and I'm still trying to learn, you know, how to express myself fully into the music, because I'm so new to it, but it's all coming, you know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga that's gonna put my head down and grind, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really, like, I'm really trying to do this shit, trying to get in the studio, trying to meet the right people, trying to market myself the way. And the thing is, I'm trying to be an independent artist. So I know with that being said, if you're going to be an independent artist, you can't just be an independent artist, you know what I'm saying, and not know shit about the game. If you're going to be an independent artist, your ass better be fucking researching. You know what I'm saying? So I'm researching. I'm still in that phase where I'm trying to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the type of nigga that's going to sit down and learn that shit. You know, I have a drive for this. This is something that I want to do. You know, and I'm super serious about this shit. And anything I'm super serious about, I'm going to take 100% serious and I'm going to give my all to it and I'm going to keep doing it. So this is something that I just, you know, I kind of found a love for, you know, and it just never stops, you know. I love this shit, man. I love this shit.
And for those who don't know who Mikey, let them know who Mikey
for
is.
those who don't know Mikey Williams, I mean, just do your research. First of all, I don't know how you don't know him. That's my cousin, though. Basketball player, high school basketball player, go to St. Isidro, committed to Memphis. It's my brother till the day I die. Love my nigga right there. But yeah, that's been my nigga since the beginning, you know, even with the sports and football shit. Like, who was I doing that with? Mikey Williams. So a lot of people don't even know that. That's like, you know, me and him like grew up together just playing sports. Like that nigga was always at my crib. We was always doing shit, you know, just always on the same team and just playing together, you know. So we built a bond that's like nobody, it's like unmatched, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can get between that shit. So, you know, that's like my brother. You know, I love my nigga Mike, you know what I'm saying, to the day I die. And you know what's crazy? He actually make a little bit of music himself. He's fucking fire. He's fire.
He sings or he rap?
No, he rap. He rap, but he's hard as hell. Like, lyricism be off the charts with it. So, you know, that's something that, you know, his little hidden talent that nobody don't know about. You know what I'm saying? That he's a rapper and shit. On the low. But yeah, so, you know, it's hella dope though with, you know, the whole Mikey scene, you know, growing up with him and just kind of seeing how his transition was from like how we were just like, you know, regular just kicking it to him now where he's like a fucking internet sensation. This nigga got deals, NIL deals on top of deals, but like seeing all of that shit happen from a little young Mike to where he is now, just seeing that whole kind of experience, it's kind of surreal. Because it's hard to, that's like a once in a lifetime thing, seeing somebody's growth and growing into something as big as he is today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I took it as a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of seeing, but also there's a lot of shit, it made me realize a lot of shit comes with that path too. Because then it's like, Mike he doesn't have a normal life. Like, he can't just go to the store. He can't just go to the mall. Like, we can't just, like, do shit like that, you know what I'm saying, without having to. Like, every time I'm out with Mike or something like that, it's always like, I'm always on my P's and Q's. I'm like, I can't, because I don't want to risk anything happening to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anytime we go out, I always feel like, fuck, I got to be on some security shit. Even when it's not like that, that's how I feel, because I don't want nothing to happen to my homie. And I see how grimy niggas are out here, and they really are grimy out here. So it's like, I'm not trying to, so just like that whole scene, it's kind of hard for us to do shit now. Man, I ain't gonna lie. If we could drop our shit right now, that shit would be the hottest shit out right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Our shit, I mean, we got a whole album. Okay. We got a whole fucking album. Just, you know what I'm saying? And that's even now. So like, imagine when he gets to the league, like, because he ain't gonna drop no music. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a rapper. He's a basketball player. So you know, you want to keep it basketball. But yeah, you know, maybe when he gets to the league, we might have a little throwback album or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But yeah, we definitely, like, right now we got some shit. We got some shit in the tank I wish the world could hear, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, we definitely do got some shit. We got a whole album. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely fire. I think that shit will go platinum. But yeah, nah, definitely, yeah. But Mike, yeah, that's my nigga. Indeed, man. You already know. It's Devin McCain, Cali's finest. You know what I'm saying? We really doing this shit, man. We out here doing this shit. We with GUTTA magazines, the realest. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell you, this interview is crazy. I'm telling you, a few years from now, we gonna be looking back on this shit like, damn, that's some crazy shit. And I'm for real with that shit. So, but yeah, man, you can find me at all platforms at Devin McCain, man. You already know. what we're doing over here, man. Go to magazines, man. Get to it.
Hey, it's all about winning today. Why they hate on me? Is it cause I'm on their neck like Cuban links? Hey.